first question I always like to ask everybody: who are you? What do you do? And why does it matter?
I'm Kendall Graveman. I play baseball, and I guess it matters because we entertain a lot of people every year. I mean, ultimately, that's been in the game in the big leagues for 9 years. I figured out that I'm an entertainer. Yep. Feel like a traveling circus sometimes, and that's, I guess, why we do it.
Sure. So the hard part about doing these types of conversations is because I know just about every question I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
But some of these things, I like I had Ari on here, and I know Ari as well as I know you, and there were a bunch of things that she told me that I didn't know about her. So there's always something in there. So baseball, play professional baseball, that's really, really romanticizing to a lot of people. And there's a lot of kids out there that want to play professional baseball, basketball, football, whatever. Okay. Take me back to being a kid. How were you raised, your folks, all that kind of stuff, and just what was that like being a kid? Like growing up, like did you always want to be a professional baseball player? Give me some thoughts there.
I think I didn't set out to be a professional baseball player. I just had a passion for the game, and I think obviously I know where it stemmed from. My dad played collegiate baseball. He just enjoyed the game. He's still coaching. He's retired from teaching. He taught for better part of 32, 33 years, and he's still coaching. He taught elementary PE, K through 5, so he'd come home sometimes.
Balls out.
Yeah, he had a great PE setup too. Like if they were learning dribbling, like everybody had a basketball. If they were jump roping, everybody had a jump rope. Like the whole deal. Everybody had bowling pins in the alley when they like in the gym set it up. So now looking back and being in some PE classes, but seeing how he operated it, there was a spirit of excellence that was always there. So my mom also would support like going to the ball field and doing that. It was a family thing. It was a thing that my brother and I would go. And so my dad coached for 18 years at Childersburg High School.
Okay.
And then when we got to the age where we were playing like city league baseball and rec sports, my dad felt like he was missing out. We were living in Alexander City. He was traveling back and forth. Yeah. And he was also coaching after he would teach, and it was just long days, and he'd get home late and miss a lot of stuff that he felt like when we were born, he stopped coaching baseball. He still taught there.
Sure.
But it would give him afternoons where he'd be home.
Right.
So my brother and I started playing youth baseball, and 1 year my dad would coach my age and my team, and then the next year he would coach my brother and his team. So he'd flip-flop. Yeah, man, so awesome. It was great. So we both got to get coached from him, and then the next year we'd have a coach that was of another parent, Right. And so for me, that's how it went. Got into middle school, and my dad got a job in Alexander City as a PE teacher there at one of the elementary schools, and then he jumped on board as an assistant with the baseball team. So he actually coached me through junior high and high school. So he's able to get back into coaching at the high school level.
So really similar to me in the fact that you grew up with, there was always a coach there.
Right.
Dad was a coach just like my dad. So that's really, really good. So growing up, if you were 12, 13, 14 years old and Johnny, the rando postman, came up and said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" What did you say? Did you have any thoughts in your mind about what you want to be when you grow up?
I think back at those ages, honestly, I wanted to play collegiate baseball, and I didn't really think anything past that. That was it. I went to the SEC baseball tournament in Hoover every year, and I grew up an Alabama fan. I wanted to play for Alabama, and I wanted to play in the SEC specifically.
Sure.
Because I would go watch those teams, and I man, this is the coolest thing ever. I never really went to big league games or watched a whole lot of that. So that was my dream, was play SEC baseball.
So the biggest thing, I think it started, and I'm a little older than you are, the biggest thing that started when I was a kid was travel baseball. Yeah. Okay. So travel baseball was a big deal. How much were you involved with the whole travel baseball scene? Because that's like, I'm going to be honest with you, we have kept our kids, and this sounds horrible, and I hope I don't offend anybody by saying this, we've kept our kids away from baseball and softball.
Right.
Because in some of the places I've been, the culture around travel baseball can be a little toxic, meaning parents are crazy, kids are playing abnormal amounts of games, the kids are playing all year round, those types of things. So tell me, what was your experience like growing up? Because how old are you, 30?
I'll be 33 this month.
33 this
December.
Month. Okay.
So for me, I just think it's when I was in high school and in junior high, it was fairly new.
Yeah.
You know, I played a couple summers, but it was like 4 weekends, 5 weekends in the summer, you know, that
Didn't
I would
play
go.
in the fall.
No, I played football all fall.
Yeah,
I
you did.
And I still think it's very important, like, to play as many sports as possible. I played basketball all the way up till high school. I played football all the way through middle school and high school. I played baseball. Like, it was a revolving door of what sport I was going to play next. And it wasn't like we were traveling all over the place. And I know now, looking back, I have kids of my own, but and they're getting a little bit older, and they're about to be in this stage of life where they may want to play sports or be into something. I understand how time consuming it was, but it was also refreshing for me as a kid to advance to another sport and not just play one sport. And I think from the athletic standpoint and from the development standpoint, doing different things. I played soccer when I was younger in a city league. I played tennis, a rec league in tennis. Like, I played a lot of sports.
Yeah.
So I think it helped with the development of that.